Cheki dem yako na kutoka wananitunga Maradona jumua pata nikisonga usipandishe mrembo boda boda hiyo ndo siku ya mwisho utamwona usiulize kani ligonga jiulize kile niliona.
Hello guys, welcome to the channel. Karibu watu wangu. Yo, this is the Fantasy Football KE podcast and I am your host pale hivo, Papa D. Karibu, welcome again. As I was telling you, that was just one of the all-time greats in the background there.
Yeah, one of the all-time greats. Bien there, Bien from Sauti Sol. Bien has been the face of Sauti Sol for quite a while, and he's coming up through with one of his greatest bangers from his solo album Alusawaye Utopless. It's called Lifestyle, featuring Scam Cardinali, serenading us there in the background. Yeah, so as we delve into this segment so that we can get into today's episode. So that was Lifestyle by Bien featuring Scam Cardinali. Anyways, let's get into it. Let's dive into it.
Today nilikuwa nataka to mention something or two. I wanted to talk something or two about the Women's Super League, the WSL. And anyways, before we get so far, first of all, I want to remind you, we are Fantasy Football KE. If you haven't followed us on social, we are on Twitter, we are on YouTube, and we are also on Instagram. Yeah. We are on Instagram, X, Twitter, and YouTube. Fantasy_Footy KE. Yeah. So you can check us out, and also you can follow us on all platforms. We are on Amazon Music, we are on Spotify, the usual one, we are on Google Podcasts, and we are also venturing in the YouTube market. We are yet to get set up, but check us out. The account is there, but the episodes have not yet been. We have not yet put the episodes there, but in the course of the week, I think by the end of this week, we are going to have the episodes on YouTube podcast. Yeah. So check us out. We are on all platforms, everywhere that you get your podcast from. Tuko kila mahali. Nimewambia tuko Amazon Music, tuko Spotify, tuko Podcasters, tuko Google Podcast, we are on Apple Podcasts, Apple Podcast Music, we are on Castbox, we are on Pocket Cast. Basically, wherever you get your podcast from, we are there. Like tuko kila mahali. Sometimes, because normally we deal with the major ones, so sometimes we tend to forget these other ones, but so long as you have the account there and you have the device, we are already there. We are there to cater for your needs. So, without much ado, so by the way, before I forget, my handle on Twitter, aka X, is IAM_Papa_D. Although I will just put it in writing there on the bio of the episode. So welcome to a fantastic Tuesday afternoon here in the 254, and welcome to Fantasy Football KE. So as I told you, today I wanted to talk about the Women's Super League, the WSL, and the disaster that has happened just to Arsenal. Arsenal have played themselves Once again, Arsenal have played themselves. They had the game. By the way, let me give you a little lowdown of the results of the Women's Super League, the weekend results. We are on game week 13, and on game week 13, as the table stands, Chelsea are at the top of the table, played 13 with 34 points. Yeah, after they won against Everton 3-0. And then also City come in second, played 13 with 31 points after edging out Spurs for a 2-0 win. And then Arsenal come in third, played 13 with 28 points following their 2-1 loss to West Ham. And then Manchester United come in fourth, wrapping up the top four. Although in the WSL only the top three matter, and realistically only the top two matter. Basically only the first one matters, because the first, when you get first position and you win the league, you automatically qualify for the Women's Champions League. And then the second spot and the third spot, they go to qualifiers with the second placed team usually plays the qualifiers from the second round. Yeah. So basically, Man City are in the driving seat. Just Chelsea are in the driving seat at the top, 3 points ahead of City, second with 31. Arsenal come in third with 28 points, 3 points behind City and 6 points behind Chelsea. Manchester United come in the top four, 24 points, 10 points behind Chelsea, and 7 points behind Arsenal, and behind City. They're bitter rivals, and then 4 points behind Arsenal. Liverpool are in fifth with 19 points, 5 points behind Manchester United. Spurs are also tied with Liverpool, 19 points as well. Yeah, they come in sixth with a slightly lower goal difference. Leicester are seventh with 13 points. And then Villa are eighth with 13 points. They're tied with Leicester City, with the goal difference making the difference up over. Yeah. So, and then we have West Ham with 11 points coming in on eighth. Is it eighth? Yeah, coming in on ninth. And then Everton 10th, 11 points as well. Brighton 12th. No, 11th. Brighton are 11th with 11 points as well. And then Bristol City are at the bottom, the rock bottom per level with 6 points. So as you can see, most teams are tied. Basically from fifth, Liverpool and Spurs are tied on 19 points with a goal difference separating them. Leicester and Villa are tied on 13 points, 6 points behind Spurs and Liverpool. And then with Leicester having the edge over Villa thanks to the goal difference. And then West Ham, Everton and Brighton are all tied with 11 points. So as you can see, between Brighton and Leicester, there's a difference of 2 points, because it's 11 points and 13 points. So a lot can happen. Yeah. And remember, Brighton are 11th and Leicester are 7th. Yeah. So, as I was telling you, if for some reason Brighton can be able to win their game and Leicester lose, or Villa lose, if Leicester and Villa lose and Brighton win their game, Brighton have a possibility of going above them. Yeah. So that's how the table stands. And let me give you a lowdown of the results from last week. Villa played with Bristol City. They played out to a 2-2 draw. Yeah. And then we have City hosted Leicester City. Manchester City hosted Leicester City. And City waliweza kupiga Leicester, beating them 2-0 thanks to a goal and an assist from Lauren Hemp. Yeah. By the way, Lauren Hemp is out of contract from Man City, just to put it out there. But City are trying to sign her to a new deal. Manchester United came out 2-0 winners against Brighton, beating them 2-0 thanks to 2 goals from Nikita Paris, aka Kits. And then Liverpool played out to a 1-1 draw with Spurs. Yeah. So none of them could take advantage, and it's ended out in a 1-1 draw with Idusi scoring for Spurs in the 71st minute before Mari Hobenja, a substitute, saved the game for Liverpool and was able to sneak in an equalizer right at the death. Chelsea ran out 3-0 winners over Everton after goals from Cuthbert and 2 penalties from Guru Wrighton. Yeah, Wrighton is back in the squad and back to domination. Arsenal lost to West Ham away, and it is a result that has basically as things stand now, basically it ends Arsenal's title hopes. I know, basically remember WSL. So before even going ahead and giving you the breakdown of everything else, so those were the results. Villa drew out with Bristol City 2-2. Manchester City beat Leicester City 2-0. Manchester United beat Brighton and Hove Albion 2-0. Liverpool drew with Spurs 1-1. Arsenal lost to West Ham away 2-1, and Chelsea won 3-0 at home to Everton. So first and foremost, before I break down the results and what it means for the league and everything, let me give you a lowdown of how the Fantasy WSL. Yeah, we have a Fantasy WSL. We have a Fantasy WSL application. We have the game. The game is running. And shout out to the creators, Sharon, and everyone else. The team, they've done a great job. They've made so many changes, so many good things. You remember, this is a flagship. It's a flagship season, and already they've been able to put in so many great features. So it is almost running parallel to the men, minus a few 1-2 changes there. So the Fantasy WSL, in my Fantasy WSL, my team, Cool Bocans, yeah, there. I had Keating in goal, Kiara Keating. That is almost a guarantee you'll have the clean sheet. And I had Greenwood in the defense, and I had Jess Carter from Chelsea in the defense, and Hannah Blandell from Manchester United in the defense. Blandell came up with 7 points, Carter with 7 points, Alex Greenwood with 6 points, and Kiara Keating with 6 points. That's not bad. That's not bad. It was a solid return considering I had all clean sheets. Yeah. And then in midfield, I had Erin Cuthbert. I had just signed her on that weekend. So shout out. Thank you, Erin Cuthbert, for the 11 points. Then I had Writing Kana Ride. She gave me 3 points. I had Ella Toon in midfield, gave me 3 points. And Cayman in midfield. Yanis Cayman from Leicester City. She had 2 points. Mallard had 1 point. Mallard, she came on as a substitute, so I just got 1 point from her. Then I had Beth Mead gave me 2 points, and then my captain Lauren Hemp gave me 16 points as the captain. She had 8 points. Yeah, she had 2 bonus points. She had 1 goal, and she get 2 points for playing the 90. So that came up to 8 points, and then as the captain, you do the double, that gives you 16 points. In total, I had 64 points. And as I was saying, for game week 13, the average points were 38 and the highest points were 99. So if looking at it from an open-minded perspective, that was not bad. At least I was above average by way far, because you see, it is almost a double. And then I was not far away from the highest points, because the highest performer in game week 13 in the Fantasy WSL app, he or she had 99. I don't know who exactly it is. So it was just like 35 points away from it. I know it's not the best of tallies, but as you can see, from the way I've told you the breakdown of my points, most of my players did not.
So this is how it all went down in the WSL on game week 13. This is live scenes from the pitch. So listen away.
against fellow capital city sides in the shape of Chelsea and Tottenham, but with the return of Leah Williamson, they look to turn that around against West Ham, brimming themselves with confidence after last.
So as you can see, as you can hear, Leah Williamson, the English skipper, the English captain, the Arsenal royalty, was back in the house, and in the absence of Kim Little, she was skippering the team. West Ham played out in a 5-3-2. Basically, that was operating as a 3-5-2 in attack, with Smith and Shimizu on the overlapping fullbacks. Yeah, Katrina Gori, Hayashi, and Ziu, they held up the midfield. By the way, Gori is the Australian. Yeah, the Tuli. She was in the West Ham midfield. Yeah. And then we have Ueki and Asei. Yeah, they leading up the front line. So that was it. Sissoko, Sayak, and Zadowski, they held up in the back line with another Australian, another Tuli, Mackenzie Arnold, captaining the side. Yeah, and she's been wonderful, by the way. And after a couple of links with Man United, she was rumored to be the replacement for the outgoing Mary Apps, but still the move didn't happen. So it was. So she's still back in West Ham, and she's the captain of the side. So in bench they had Kirsty Mewis, the USWNT international. They had Bergman Lundin, they had Walsh, and then they had Snarl and Harris, Denton, Cook, and Ademilui. Yeah, Ademilui, something like that. So that was the West Ham team that faced Arsenal. So let me
for a more defensive lineup. Top scorer Vivian Assayi netted that vital winner against Bristol City. She caused Arsenal problems when West Ham lost 3-0 to the Gunners back in November. Can she do the same again today? Wonderful news for Arsenal and for England. Leah Williamson starts for the first time since April after recovering from her ACL.
Yeah, as you can see, the Arsenal team, we had Emily Fox playing out in a 4-2-3-1, Manu Zinsberger in the goal, Emily Fox, Williamson, Ruben Moy, Steph Catley in for the suspended Katie McCabe. Yeah, Katie McCabe got a yellow card in the, I think it was her 5th or 6th booking in the game against Liverpool, so she missed out this game. And then in midfield, we had Pelova and Walti in the double pivot. Then we had Midema in the number 10, just behind Alessia Russo, who was up front. And then on the flanks, we had Beth Mead and Caitlin Food. Yeah. On the bench, we had two goalkeepers, Sabrina D'Angelo and Naomi Williams, the 19-year-old girl from the academy. Then we had Kim Little, the skipper, starting out in bench fresh, just back from injury. We had Frida Manam, then we had Chloe Lacasse, we had Stina Blackstenius, we had Laia Codenia, we had Amanda Ilesdet, who dropped in the return for Leah Williamson, and then we had another Australian, Kyra Cooney-Cross, yeah, the very exciting 21-year-old. Looking at this Arsenal team, it is very, very stacked. Yeah, as an Arsenal fan, the last time I saw Arsenal had this sort of quality and quantity in terms of depth. No, it's been a while. Yeah, I'll not say it's never happened, because Arsenal have always been the royalty there, the main team in the. They've always been the pioneers of the women's game. So they always had the best players. They had the best players. They had most of the biggest players in the game. But after some time, they sort of went down, and Chelsea were able to sneak in and starting dominating, and of late Man City, they've also sneaked in there, and Man United are also trying to sneak in there and cause them problems. So basically, what I mean to say is, it's been a while before Arsenal have had this sort of depth. Yeah, because this, for those who have been watching the WSL regularly, you can all agree with me. So this is a very, very stacked Arsenal squad, even with the injuries and all. For me, this is a squad that is very, very capable of basically running around and giving Chelsea a run for their money and even dominating the league. So things as they stand, so that is that. Emily Fox was in right back. Very, very good. She has been instrumental since her introduction into the team back in January. And remember also Arsenal are missing Laura Weinreuther, the Austrian right back, who also is back in training and she's still recovering from her ACL. So this is how Arsenal set up themselves. Yeah. And that was it. So Russo was playing up front.
Valti. Miedema. Here's Valti once more. Sustained pressure for West Ham to withstand. Mead. Looking through Miedema and Ford. Headed away by Shimizu. And Ford will allow that to roll for the corner. Mead with the corner. Plenty of movements in there.
There was a shout out for a handball there in the box, a shout out for a penalty.
Miedema's in it as well.
A couple of handballs
Palova
there
heads
as
it back
well.
on. Russo with the chip. Good save, Mackenzie Arnold. It was all happening there.
As you can see, there's a handball shout. I think it's a say coupled in with Hanson, something like that. Basically, it was a big.
Oh, poor header. Ford could be in here.
Arsenal
Well
went
blocked
close.
today. Mead will keep it alive
A
for
couple of
Arsenal. West
decisions
Ham
not
hanging on at the moment.
going well.
Fox with the delivery.
Russo with
Russo with the
an
header.
attempt.
Yet another chance for the Gunners. All West Ham can do at the moment is hang on by their fingernails.
This was basically the way Arsenal games unfold. Arsenal, they have too many chances. They had too many chances. And then here we are also going to see another one. Miedema opened up. She took too long to make the decision to shoot or to either go at goal. And Shimizu was able to come back.
Wow! That is outstanding defending, and it keeps us goalless. I don't even think she's
Liv
really aware
just
that
stopped Miedema in the middle of the track, yeah? Like she was going for it and she caught up with her. That was very, very outstanding from Shimizu. Yeah. Arsenal had plenty of chances. Here we can see another one. Miedema with another chance, but she shot so wide. Yeah, when the cutback was, in my opinion, the cutback. Okay, she hit the post with it, but the cutback was opening up. It was a good. She could have laid a good cutback pass. Yeah.
Sissoko, good challenge. She's having a very good game, our Sissoko.
That first half was just
Arsenal
basically
look to
all
test
Arsenal.
the West Ham back line from this corner.
And eventually they were able to break the deadline. Yeah. Russo with her fifth goal of the season.
Celebrations for Alessia
After the ball
Russo
is poorly
and for
defended
Arsenal.
by
Because
the West Ham
just
defense.
before the break, they have finally breached this West Ham back line. Arsenal lead by a goal to nil, and Russo's name is roared by the travelling fans. Mackenzie Arnold comes out to try and get
That was a great.
she's nowhere near.
It was a well taken header. Yeah, Mackenzie Arnold had already came out and the goal was lagging, the post was lagging. In the second half, that is when all the problems started for Arsenal. Good ball by
Gori as well to Ueki, who limps away after playing it back to her.
Gilles that came in the second half. He came in the 46th minute
Oh, is that a penalty?
Williamson.
Yes, it is.
And West Ham equalized through a penalty after Catley brought down.
I mean, it's a fantastic forward ball by Hayashi, but for me, potentially outside when the first contact's made.
No chance for another look. It is a penalty, and top scorer for West Ham, Vivian Assayi.
In that penalty call, I cannot blame the ref much because you'd see from a first look, from a first look with just an instant look, because that is the decisions that the referee make. The instant look, it looked like it was in. But if you look from the replays, the foul looked to be outside of the box, just at the edge there, and the way it happened, the penalty was conceded, and Assayi from the spot made no mistake, and West Ham equalized. Yeah. So that was it. So West Ham they
Long way I
equalized.
say it's a good finish.
Yeah.
And she has drawn Rhiannon
That's a good
Skinner's
penalty.
side level. Roll
Sending
on.
Zinsberger the wrong way.
Gory, nicely done. West Ham playing with a real confidence. Valti with the challenge. Free kick is given. Valti being spoken to by referee Mel Bergen. Free kick, nothing more. Emma Snurler with the delivery for West Ham. Zinsberger came and punched, and Sissoko steers it in! What composure from Aaron Sissoko! West Ham, who have never beaten Arsenal in the WSL era, have come from behind to lead the Gunners.
Sissoko, she has a lot to do still, and she calmly finishes like she's a 20-goal season striker.
So as you can see, Arsenal there with a very, very, very dodgy decision making from the team. Yeah. The free kick is played out. Manu Zinsberger comes out. She doesn't win the ball. She doesn't take it. She doesn't claim it. And then she punches it right in the... as a goalkeeper, when you come out, if you don't claim the ball, if you don't take the ball, the least you can do is put the ball out of danger. Parry it outside. Punch it outside. And she was in a good position. She could have just fisted the ball with a double fist or with a single fist. Like, fist it away so far away from the face of goal. But what did she do? Manu Zinsberger punches the ball right on the edge of the outside of the box. And the ball falls right to Ali Sissoko. Ali Sissoko, she's a defender, by the way, the French. She's a French defender. And she makes the most out of it. She finishes with the very, very exquisite finish. That was a very, very well taken goal. I cannot fault her. In fact, if you didn't know Sissoko was a defender, you would think that she's a 20-goal a season striker or something like that, because the finish was a quality one. That was impressive from the French international. So Ali Sissoko gave West Ham the lead, from a very, very poor mistake from the Arsenal goalkeeper. That one, that one, let's just be real. That one, if the goalkeeper does her job the way she's supposed to do her job, there should be no problem with that. So that was it. But basically, this is the WSL. This is football. Things happen like that. Yeah. And the way Arsenal have been inconsistent this form, remember in their loss to Liverpool, that is, and also in their loss to Spurs. Sometimes when you're just having that sort of season, things like this tend to happen. So that is that. So as you can see again, the team, that was a very, very good finish from the West Ham defender. So that was it. Yeah.
Is not injured, so that is good news for Arsenal fans and good news for Lionesses fans as well. Here goes Chloe Lacasse, brilliant run, looking for the immediate impact. What a chance, Russo! What a chance! Should be 2-2.
Russo's got to be doing better there. She's got to be hitting the
Russo
target.
there squandered a chance.
You can sense
Lacasse lays
frustration
it
from
to
Arsenal.
her on her foot.
Fox,
Like,
Lacasse.
that was the chance.
Ooh, collision with Gory, nothing more.
For me, she hasn't made no connection to the ball whatsoever, so I think Arsenal are really right there to complain for a penalty.
This could be a huge result in the WSL title race and in the relegation race as well. Illister's delivery. Snurler wins the header. Catley will take the throw. Russo. Whip delivery. Morton was in there. Flicked just past her own post by Amber Tisiak.
Yeah, she had to get something on it, but I think West Ham were just holding their breath, watching it go past the post.
Now or never for Arsenal. Zinsberger forwards. Flicked on by Illister. Blackstenius can't bring it down. Snurler with the clearance. Gory will clear. Victory for West Ham United. Their first victory over Arsenal in the WSL era. And a result that has huge implications at the foot and at the top of the WSL table. It finishes West Ham United 2, Arsenal 1.
So as I was telling you, yeah, see, it was now or never for Arsenal, and then it became never. It became never for Arsenal. And as you've heard, that this result, it has huge implications for the league in both the top and the bottom. Basically, in my opinion, this is the end of Arsenal's quest for the league. Yeah, the chances were very slim, but now it's beyond them. It's beyond them. Like, for me, there's no way Arsenal are going to win the league. First of all, let's look at the history. The history of the WSL. No team has ever won the league with 3 losses. 3 losses. Do you know what 3 losses in the WSL mean? First of all, let me give you a lowdown of how it is. The WSL consists of 22. It's a 22 game season. Yeah? The WSL season is a 22 game season. When you lose 3 games, it means you have 19 games. You have to win all of your 19 games. When you lose 3 games, you have teams like Chelsea, you have teams like Manchester City, you have teams like, okay, not much of an impact, but to an extent, Manchester United of late, in the recent times. You cannot be dropping 9 points from 3 L's and still expect to win the league. That one is not going to happen. And Arsenal, in my opinion, they squandered their best chance, because this was the chance that Arsenal had to go at par with Chelsea, because already remember they were trailing Chelsea by 3 points before this game. So if they could be able to sneak in a win, and as I've told you before, the depth in that Arsenal squad, that is a team that is overladen with a good depth. I don't know why, because if you look at that team pound for pound, player for player, that team is it's good enough to get 3 points in a game versus West Ham. No disrespect to West Ham at all, but even West Ham, you see even, like, this is the first time in the WSL that Arsenal has lost to West Ham. The first time. And you remember last season, Arsenal drew with West Ham 0-0. This is the first time that Arsenal have lost to West Ham in the WSL era. That tells you a lot. Arsenal's position and standing in the WSL has been a team that is always, it's not only expected to be competing for the titles, they are always competing and winning the titles. So Arsenal they let themselves down, and I will break down the game to you in a few. Yeah, we will talk about it in details in a few. So as I was telling you, Arsenal they have themselves to blame. West Ham were very impressive, and all. Katrina Gori was very good. Hayashi, she won player of the match in that game. She won player of the match in the game. Hayashi, she was very instrumental, especially in the first half. For that late ditch tackle on Vivian Miedema and preventing a goal, basically, because Miedema had Sissoko in the ropes, and then she was just left with Mackenzie Arnold to beat. She probably took her time, but also in West Ham's defense, Hayashi was able to pop in and sort out the issue. So basically, all I can say, Arsenal, they had themselves to blame. In as much as there was the penalty shouts, the 2 of them, and also some dodgy decisions. But again, as I've said, Arsenal, they have a good enough squad that they're supposed to win. Basically, if they are, Arsenal, they're competing the league. They're competing for the league with Chelsea and City. And when you're competing for the league with Chelsea and City, you have to find a way. You have to find a way to win. Somehow you have to just find a way to win, and that is not what Arsenal did. So that is why I have to say Arsenal, they have themselves to blame, and that is that. So Anyways, it was good to have the return of Leah Williamson back, even if she played only 45 minutes. At least she's getting introduced back into the team slowly and slowly. Yeah, because it was not the kind of game that you'd expect her to play the full 90, considering she's only been back in training. Yeah, so that was that. In the second game, we had Chelsea versus Everton.
Yeah, she is
Chelsea,
certainly
it
in
was the late kickoff.
sensational form this
Yeah.
season. So could Everton derail the force of Chelsea? Mark Scott was on hand to find out.
World record signing Myra Ramirez makes her first start for Chelsea, having come on as a...
So as you can see, Chelsea also deployed a 4-2-3-1. Hannah Hampton in goal, Ashley Lawrence at right back, Jess Carter, and Natalie Bjorn. She's been signed from Everton, so she's the Swedish defender who plays for Chelsea now after a spell in Everton. She was a January signing for Chelsea. And then I am Charles, completing the defensive quartet there at left back. Erin Cuthbert captained the side. She was holding the midfield with Lepolz, the German international, although she's retired. They held the midfield in the double pivots, and then we had Writing, Carneride, I think, and Guru Wrighton playing on the flanks, with Lauren James just playing behind Mari Ramirez. Yeah, I think I hope I've got the name right. Ramirez, the new signing. So Chelsea in their game, in their game, they deployed their two new signings: Natalie Bjorn in defense and Mari Ramirez in attack, the new striker. So that was how it went down. The substitute bench consisted of Musovic, the Swedish number one. Then we had Maya Fischel, the American international, and then we had Sophie Ingle, we had Nusken, the young German, and then we had Fran Kirby, the veteran, the English international. We had Eva Perisset, the French fullback. I think she's a right back as well. Then we had Kadisha Buchanan, she's a French centre back. Then we had Jelena Kankovic, I think she's a Serbian or Slovenian, I'm not sure. Then we had Aggie Beaver Jones. Yeah, she's back from Everton. She's back from the loan, and she's back in the Chelsea team. So as you can see, this is a very it's a very good squad. Yeah, as I was telling you before in the other time, Chelsea they always have a good bench. They always have a good squad. Pound for pound, player for player, they've always had the good depth, the quality and the quantity. So, and Chelsea, that was how they lined up. So you see, Nusken plays from the middle, but she can also play in the number 10, and also she can play in the right wing role. Then you have Perisset, she's a fullback. Buchanan, she's a centre back. Kankovic, she's a fullback as well. I think she's a left back. Beaver Jones, as I've told you, she's a winger, midfielder, CAM, and she can also play as a false 9 if the conditions play for it. Kirby, she plays as a false 9 in this Chelsea team, but naturally she's a number 10. And then we have Sophie Ingle, she's a holding midfielder, she's a veteran. And then we had Maya Fischel, a striker. Yeah. And remember Chelsea are missing out Samka who got an ACL. Yeah, Samka got an ACL. That's why Chelsea went on to sign Ramirez. Although I remember she has been one of Emma Hayes' target at Chelsea. Then we have Musovic in goal. For anyone who watched the World Cup last year, Musovic was arguably one of the best performing goalkeepers in the World Cup. So this is it.
Substitute in last weekend's 3-0 victory over Brighton, Ev Perisset and Fran Kirby, the only two players who retained their place in the squad for the Champions League win against Paris FC, are the two players to drop
remember
out from
Chelsea
the
are also
game.
playing in the
Ashley
Champions
Lawrence
League. Yeah.
also comes into the starting lineup. there are 3 changes for Everton after their 1-0 defeat by Leicester in the league.
Everton, they are playing with Finnegan, Steinerbank, Lucy Bennison. We have Bonnie Wheeler, we have Catherine Cool Mola, the Arsenal loanee, and then we had Gali, we had Payne, we had Piemonte, and finally at the end of that attack we have Madsen. Yeah, in bench they had Snoys, they had Bissell, they have Dale, they had Hope, they have Welding, they have Olsen. As you can see, even the Everton bench, the substitutes in terms of quantity, leave alone the quality. So in terms of quantity, they are even less than the Chelsea counterparts. That tells you the drift in those two teams, and you know that one is understandable. So Finnegan captain the side, she's a defender, and then we had Brosnan in goal. So this is it.
Bennison and Justine van Alvermaet. Ramirez. And still Ramirez, good looking ball, they all missed it. Brighton, wonderful save. Courtney Brosnan to the rescue for Everton. Best moment of the game so far. The big money signing, Myra Ramirez, was heavily involved, and Courtney Brosnan ensures it remains goalless.
And to give you the magnitude of the competition, Myra Ramirez is the new women's record signing. Yeah, she was brought in from the NWSL for 500,000, beating the previous record that Barca paid to get Kira Walsh from Manchester City. Yeah, for 450k. Yeah, or is it 450k there? But basically, Chelsea now have the record for the record signing in the women's game, basically. So you can see what it means to compete with Chelsea. That is what it means to compete with Chelsea. They have the quality, they have the money, and then they have the manager to push for such signings. And you see, Myra Ramirez is not an average player. For you to be able to get the record signing, it's not an easy thing. Yeah, you have to be the best, and she is one of the best. So this is it.
Ramirez.
Chelsea there with a chance. Ramirez takes one, takes two, and then we have a penalty there. Yeah,
it's a penalty.
Wheeler with a.
It looked as though there was a risky challenge that was made. Emily Heaslett.
The first challenge was not even bad, but the second one on Rising Star Ride is the one that, because she stepped on her ankle. And who steps up? The Norwegian Guro. Yeah, Wrighton buries it to give Chelsea the lead.
And just as Chelsea were starting to turn up the heat, they've got their goal.
The penalty was well taken. Very fast-paced and very, very strong. As much as Brosnan saw it, but she couldn't get to it on time. Yeah. Everton came back counting them, and I'd say this one is a chance that was well squandered. A well placed to cross.
At her mercy.
All she had to do was just tap it in.
Got her finish all wrong. What just set to go back to the summit of the WSL ahead of Manchester City. They're also on course to equal Manchester City's record of 33 consecutive WSL home games unbeaten. That is how the table will look if the scoreline stays the same. Chelsea looking to make it better! And that should have been the case for Johanna Rytting-Conried there. Well, Ramirez with brilliant strength here. And then she burst away from Stenivik. Super stuff.
That was a squandered chance from Rytting-Conried. Yeah, that was a goal.
Performance by any stretch of the imagination from Sorensen's side. They are set to lose 4 in a row in the league for the first time.
Lauren James with a chance. James. He just did it outside. Lauren James
Two
almost
big
made it
chances to
2-0.
make it 2-0
Yeah.
for Chelsea.
By the
Got
way,
through here.
a very good ball from Natalie Bion, the new signing. Yeah, that was a very, very good spot. Being able to spot Lauren James.
Ramirez. Wheeler desperately trying to get back. Ramirez. Oh, is that going to be another penalty? It is. And again, it's Claire Wheeler. And unlike the...
It was really, really a bad day in office for Claire Wheeler. She conceded 2 penalties, and the second one, she couldn't even, like, you could not even contend it. Though, if we had VAR for that one will not have stood, because yeah, she did slide in, but she never touched her. Maya Ramirez, like Maya Ramirez, in her guile, she was able to take advantage of the situation. Yeah, she took advantage of the situation and she sort of fell clumsy. Yeah, and anyway, considering the first, as I'm telling you, the first view, the first angle of everything, that one, as a referee, there's only one decision you can make, so it had to be a pen. By the way, before we go too much far, let me tell you, from based on the way I've seen Maya Ramirez play in both games, she has been impressive. She has been good. Yeah.
Same place.
And
Same result.
She stepped up to score the second penalty.
Sending it to
With
the
a well
left,
placed,
Brosnan
sending
going
the
the other
goalkeeper
way.
in the wrong way.
And the game is surely only going one way. Chelsea 2, Everton 0.
Yeah.
Looks to be a bit of confusion about something. Well, Brian Sorensen's been booked there by Emily Heaslip. Not sure if there was a bit of confusion about the identity of the substitute.
Is it an Emily Hislip game if there is no card? So, in in a minute, Emily Hislip, the referee, she books the Everton manager a yellow card, and then like 2 seconds later, she books him again for the second yellow card, giving him a red card. I mean, this is the sort of refereeing that is plaguing the English game. The referees, they just want to get the attention. They want to get attention in the game. Like, if you are being realistic, that card was unnecessary. It takes everything away from the game. It now brings in unnecessary headlines, bringing in things that are not supposed to be in the game. The game is infield. Why is she bothering with the coaches? For me, that is so immature. That is low level. That is low level of refereeing. And remember, this is the referee that on match day 1, City versus Chelsea, she dished out 7 yellow cards and two red cards for Leicester, for Manchester City alone. That is the thing that you have to contend with English refereeing, English officiating. So, anyways, let's get back to it.
It's a beautiful move. It's a very delicate
So, as I was telling you, the
finish from
game,
Cuthbert that has absolutely finished off Everton.
Cuthbert with the third one, a very well orchestrated move, a very well played out move that saw the Scottish
Chelsea
international hand
surge
Chelsea
back to the
a
side.
thrilling lead.
Emma Hayes' side back top of the WSL.
You can see Chelsea, they were able to assert themselves into the game, assert their dominance, and Chelsea won the game. Yeah, as it was expected, because personally I did not expect Chelsea to drop any points in this game, and they did so. They were able to kill the game. That is what basically champions do. Yeah, that is what champions do. No matter how hard a game it might seem, no matter it doesn't matter how much the opposition they've invested in themselves or anything, or if the officials are not, it's not going your way. Chelsea, they found a way to win and they got the points. So, and remember, this is an Everton side that Arsenal struggled to break. Yeah, and this is a side that Chelsea that a side that Chelsea have just beaten comprehensively. Yeah, so you see, that is the difference. That is the difference. Let's get back into it.
Manchester City had won their last 6 Barclays WSL matches before Sunday's clash with Leicester City, but there was little to separate the sides in a cagey first half, with the only chance of note coming after 40 minutes, and Laura Keys was denied by Lisa Coupe. The hosts stepped up their intensity after the break and went close when Philippa Angeldal's shot got through Kopp's hands, but was cleared off the line by CJ Bott. The pressure on the Leicester goal was relentless, and when Bunny Shaw's shot rattled the post, Coombs would have broken the deadlock if not for a superb save from Coupe. With less than 10 minutes remaining, Manchester City finally got the goal their effort deserved. Shaw with the cross, Lauren Hemp with the superb acrobatic finish. Moments later, they had a second, after Chloe Kelly's whipped corner went straight in to secure all 3 points for Gareth Taylor's side on a nervy afternoon at the Joy Stadium.
Of course, it's really...
So as you can see from there, as I was telling you, Manchester City, they were able to run out 2-0 winners against Leicester City. Yeah, thanks to goals from their 2 wingers, Chloe Kelly straight from the corner, and Lauren Hemp with an acrobatic finish. So as you can see, while they squandered a lot of chances, with these big teams, that is what usually happens. They create so many chances, they squander a lot of chances. They miss those chances, especially someone like Laura Combs. I think in that game she missed like 2 to 3 big chances. Yeah, especially with that, when Bunny Shaw hit the crossbar, the ball fell right to her feet. It was a first time finish. She took too long with the ball, and then she didn't even finish well. Like the shot was weak, so the goalkeeper was able to, for some reason, save it. And then Chloe Kelly with a corner, straight from the corner. That was also another good goal taken. So basically, as you can see, what I'm telling you, this is also a game that it was hard. Let's first of all be real. It was hard because you see, in the first half, the game went to a 0-0 draw, and then City only scored their first goal with less than 10 minutes remaining into the game. So as you can see, what I'm telling you here is, as I've always said again and again, champions, or people who want to be champions, they always find a way to win despite how hard the game might be. Yeah, hakuna vile unaweza niambia like game imekuwa ngumu and all, but you see, you also have to respect yourself as the opposition, as the team. You have to respect yourself. We are Manchester City, we are Chelsea. Even if this game is very, very tough, we have to get all the 3 points, and that is something that Arsenal is missing. They don't have that mentality. They don't have that edge that no matter how bad, no matter how hard the game might be, they have to force the game. They have to force the win. Sometimes when you look at a season, not all games that the eventual champions, they don't win all games comfortably. And they don't have to be the big games that you expect them to be tight and cagey. Sometimes they have to be they are those games that against those struggling teams zenye zinakimbizwa na relegation, maybe they are mid-table teams, ziko pale tu zina struggle, but as a big team, as a team that wants to lift the league, that wants to win the title, don't think about maybe things will align for you later, maybe things will happen, because they know this is football, things will happen. Don't think about that. All you have to do is cater for the here and now. This is your game. If the league was to end today, where will the league find you? Where will how will it find you? So this is the mentality that Arsenal are missing. And as you can see, Chelsea, they are able to squeeze in and sneak in the wins, even if it is through a penalty, even if it is through working out their guts and making out kuchangamsha game. This is what happened, and this is what is really, really pissing me off about Arsenal. Arsenal, they have one of the best squads in the league. Yeah, but they're not playing like they have one of the best squads in the league. It's like just another mid-table team. Look at City here. City crashing a win right in the death. And that is whereby football aligns for you. You see, Chloe Kelly is scoring straight from a corner. Do you think it was planned? It was like he was even thinking about scoring straight from the corner? No. But sometimes your effort counts and how you push yourself. And this is what Arsenal is missing. So let's get into it again.
Aston Villa, unbeaten in their 3 Barclays WSL meetings with Bristol City, started brightly on Saturday and took the lead after 13 minutes.
Jordan Nobbs scoring for Villa with one of the best
advantage
goals
was
of the
short-lived,
weekend.
however, when a loose ball from Anna Patton was intercepted by Fionn Morgan before Emily Syme set up Amelie Testra to level the scores.
As you can see, when you get sloppy,
Villa
you get
settled into
punished.
the match and began to dictate the play, but it wasn't until after the break that they regained the lead. Adriana Leon on the back post after Rachel Corsi's second assist of the game. But just as they'd done after going behind in the first half, the visitors responded well and levelled the scores on 75 minutes through a stunning strike from Carrie Jones.
That was a beautiful goal from Jones. That was beautiful.
The home side threw everything at Bristol City and came close to winning it in stoppage time. Nobbs striking the crossbar.
Nobbs still kept it down.
And with seconds remaining, Maz Pacheco's shot was cleared off the line by Brooke Aspin before Shea Yanas pushed Ebony Salmon's follow-up effort wide to ensure the points were shared. It's frustrating. I'm not.
You see, as I'm telling you, basically now Villa is the perfect example of the way Arsenal are playing. You're just doing your thing here, and then you get sloppy. When you get sloppy, you get punished. So you see Villa, the way they conceded immediately after they scored their first goal, they conceded almost immediately. And this is because they are getting sloppy. Yeah, and when you get sloppy, this is football. You get punished. And that is what happened to Villa. Villa, remember, they were at home against Bristol. Bristol, this is the bottom ranked team in the league. They are at 12th. They have 6 points. And they have 6 points. Before this game, they had 5 points. And Villa have been largely underperforming them. They have been largely underperforming themselves. And once again, they underperformed once more. And they were able to get punished. This is how the league operates. And that is how Arsenal are playing. They're playing just... Even you can see, even in their attempts are not strong. Like, one of the many reasons that... Anyways, I'll get back into it. Let me give you the other results. Yeah. So Liverpool were playing Spurs, and Liverpool were playing Spurs.
2 Barclays WSL matches, but there was little to separate them and Tottenham in a forgettable first half. The visitors finally broke the deadlock with 19 minutes remaining when Celine Bizet's improvised finish leaped over Rachel Laws. They almost doubled their advantage moments later when Grace Clinton found Amanda Nilden, but her strike came back off the post. Wang Shuang then had a glorious chance late on, but she shot straight at Laws. That miss proved costly as in injury time, substitute Marie Herbiger found space to beat Bara Vutikova and secure a point for Matbill's side.
That was a well taken goal by both goals were well taken, but the Hobbinger one is a classic. It's a very beautiful one. Next weekend in the WSL, there's a big header, Arsenal versus Manchester United at the Emirates. I think that one is going to be played on Sunday. And then City versus Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. That one is going to be played on Sunday as well. I think it's going to be played on Saturday. Yeah. I think it's going to be played on Saturday. No, No. Actually, come to think of it, yeah. All those two. Friday night. Chelsea versus Manchester City at Stamford Bridge from 10:15, 10 o'clock. And then Saturday, Arsenal versus Manchester United at the Emirates from 3:30 o'clock. Yeah. So that's that. And then on Sunday we have Brighton and Hove Albion versus Liverpool, then Everton versus West Ham, Spurs versus Villa, and then Leicester versus Bristol to close the weekend, to close next weekend. So that's that. Early predictions for me, I think what I can say is for the two big games, Chelsea versus City. Chelsea versus City, it's going to end up in a draw or a close Chelsea win. Simply put, I don't see Chelsea dropping points. I don't see Chelsea losing, and I don't see City losing. So I'm leaning mostly towards a draw, but then again, remember, Chelsea are at home. They are in the best of forms in terms of players in the team. And also remember, this is Emma Hayes' last season with Chelsea, so it's a farewell season. You know, sometimes also things just align for you. So I would say a Chelsea win or a draw. Mostly leaning towards a draw, but I wouldn't be surprised if Chelsea won. Then Arsenal versus Man United. Of course, as a fan, I want us to win, but then the reality of the situation is we might draw because we are playing shitty. We are not capitalizing on the chances. I just hope we wear our big game shoes. The girls wear their big girl shoes and they just perform. Like at this point I'm just tired. Like I'm still disappointed. Yeah, the gap is not that big, but this is WSL, man. Only 9 games are left before the season ends. So, and you think for Chelsea to put up a 9-game winning streak is such a difficult thing? They've already equaled City's longest home winning game streak, 33 games at home, and they are playing at home against City. Do you think it is hard for City to pull a 9-game winning streak? No. But for us, it is hard because our head is not in the game. We are wasting so many chances. And we don't have a goalkeeper. City have a goalkeeper. Chelsea have goalkeepers. For us, we don't have. We don't have a goalkeeper and we are wasteful with our chances. That is a recipe for disaster. So anyway, I just hope we'll win. Realistically, I'm going for a draw. But as a fan, I'm going for a win. So we'll beat Man United as a fan. But as a realist speaking, maybe we'll sneak in with a draw. Yeah. So that's that. As for Spurs, they are playing Villa at home. Spurs, they are going to win. They're going to win. A slight win, probably a 1-0 or a 2-1. Everton versus West Ham, a draw. I'm foreseeing a draw, a 2-2 draw. Both teams are scoring. Everton just failed to capitalize on their chances, but they are a good team at home. Leicester versus Bristol. Leicester are going to win. Not a big win, but a slight win. Bristol were able to sneak in a draw against Villa last time, but I don't think they are going to edge Leicester, because even Leicester, you see in their game versus City, they only fell in the last few minutes. Yeah, so Leicester, I'm going for a 1-0 Leicester win or a 2-1. Yeah. Then Brighton versus Liverpool. The last time Liverpool beat Brighton 4-0 when they were playing them at home. So this time Brighton, they'll probably I'm going for a 3-1 Liverpool win. Yeah. It will be a tight affair, but the goals, the result should not fool you, but probably, yeah, 1-3. And then Everton, West Ham, a draw, 2-2. Spurs, Villa, a 1-0, 2-1. win for Spurs, and then Leicester City will edge out Bristol 2-1. Yeah. And then a 1-1 draw with Man United for us, and Chelsea probably a 2-2 draw or a 3-2 win for Chelsea. I don't expect clean sheets in this coming weekend in the WSL. Yeah. So, anyways, that is the end of our WSL segment. I know it has been slightly longer than expected, but I had to rant a little bit. Yeah, lazima ningetoa hizo mauchungu because Arsenal have really disappointed me. Yeah. So, anyways, I don't want to delve deep into that because it will just get me on another ranting, and I don't want. So, sawas. So, anyways, catch us on Apple Music and podcasts, and also Castbox, and also Pocket Casts. And also we are available on Google Podcasts. We are available on Amazon Music and Podcasts. Yeah, you can listen to us. Fantasy Football KE. Yeah. And catch us on social. Yeah, we are on Instagram. We are on X, Twitter. And very soon we are going to be on YouTube. Yeah. So just search Fantasy Footy, Fantasy _ Footy, FOOTY, then capital K, then capital E. Fantasy Footy KE. Yeah. Fantasy, the F is caps, and the Footy, the F is caps. Remember the Fantasy Footy, Fantasy _ FOOTYKE. Yeah, catch us on social and interact with us. Tell us, who do you think? Do you think Chelsea will win their 6th league in a row, or will Manchester City stop them? And also, again, give us your predictions for next weekend's games. Yeah, for the two headers, Chelsea versus Manchester City at the Stamford Bridge, and Arsenal versus Manchester United at Emirates. Give us your predictions, by the way. Tell us, what do you think? Instagram and Twitter, and very soon you'll be catching us on YouTube. Me on social media on X at IAM_Papa_D. Yes, I am _Papa PAPA_D. Yeah. So, anyways, hope you have yourselves a fantastic week and you have a fabulous week ahead. Remember, protect your tool. Don't play yourself. Yeah, don't play yourself, man. Always protect your tool. By the way, we have a game. We have the Conti Cup quarterfinals in the midweek. Arsenal will play London City Lionesses. Yeah, so you can also catch that one. But in the meantime, let's meet up same place, same time next weekend. Yeah, I've been your host, Papa D, aka Deno. Anyways, I'm out. See you on the next one.
And to leave you, I'm going to give you the rest of Sauti Soul. Yeah, the rest of being. Take the lifestyle away. Let the lifestyle kick it away from you. So, this is the outro. Your one and only Papa D, aka Deno. We are out. Officially now. We are out. Bien, kick it away for them.
Kupigana bila muda, vidole mbili weka pisa, hizo zingine weka inside. You know I pull up like a G, shorty ameweza, she's a free. Hakuna kitu ya free, nakusanya na kaliri.